Hi guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to create layers in a creative way or mats for your greeting cards. Welcome guys to my creative corner. I am Claudette. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am a creative coach that create projects using inks, papers, a whole lot of embellishments, and mixed media. So if this is something of interest to you, please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell icon, so you can be notified when I do have new videos. So like I said, with layering, when you're layering your card, it helps the aesthetic of the card, and it helps to add a little meat to the card so your card don't be flimsy, okay? So you add a little substance to the card, so you give it a high quality appearance. So I'm going to show you a creative way and how to put those layers together. So let's get started. Okay guys, so let's get started, and I'm going to just give a quick overview of doing the base of your card. So we have a standard cardstock measuring 11 inches by 8.5 inches. So it's two basic way of cutting the base of your card. So we're gonna put it on the long side at 11 inches, and we're gonna cut it at 5.5. So 5.5 by 5.5 gives you the 11 inches. So we're going to go ahead and cut that down at 5.5 inches. Then we're going to take that, flip it around, and then we're going to score that at 4.25 inches. At 4.25 inches, because that's on the 8.5 side. So 8.5 side. So that's four. We're gonna score it at 4.25. 4.25 and 4.25 is 8.5. So we're gonna go ahead and score that down at 8.25. Sorry, we're gonna score it at 8.25. Or you could fold it in the middle. You don't have to score it, but it's easier to score. So therefore, you have the basic card. You could open it this way, or you could open it on this way. All right, and so with one sheet of paper, you get two card bases. Another way to cut your card is cutting it down on the 8.5 side. So you're going to cut it at 4.25. Okay, so you're running it along the 8.5 side, and we're going to go ahead and cut that at 4.25. Now, some people call this, I guess, a tent card, and we're going to go ahead and score that at 5.5. So that's on the longer side now, the 11-inch side. So we're going to go ahead and score that down the middle at 5.5. And there we have the card running a different way. So once you could have it that tent way, you could have it that way, or you could put it on the side and open it up on the side. Okay, so that's your two basic style cards. But so the face is the same size, 5.5 by 4.25. So once you do your layers, it should match on any of those style card bases. Okay, so the face of the card is measuring 4.25 by 5.5. So we're gonna go ahead and do our layers, or some people call them mats. So what kind of helps me, it's to print a ruler with those small increments when you have 1/16, 1/8, and that's helped me a great deal. So for beginners, I would suggest that you print one of those out. So we're gonna do some layers, and we're gonna make the layers. So we will be layering down 1/4 inch off on each side to create our layers. So the face of our cards is measuring 5.5 by 4.25. So our first layers, the layers that we're going to be cutting, are 5.25 by 4 inches. So you remember the face of our card is measuring 5.5 by 4.25. So you're going to take 1/4 off of each side. So that first layer is going to be 5.25 by 4 inches. So that's going to be on the first layer for your face of your card when you're going in, when you're subtracting a quarter from each side. So you're going to create some templates and you're going to take a quarter off of each side. So pretty much we're going to be layering down by a quarter inch on each side. Okay, so after we have the 5 1/4 by 4 inches, we're going to do one that 5 inches by 3 3/4. Then you're going to do one at 4 and 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. Then you're going to do another one by 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. Then you're going to go 4 1/4 by 3. Then you're going to go 4 inches by 2 3/4. Then you're going to go 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Then you're going to go 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. So that's your template for your 1/4 inch subtraction off the sides. But in actuality, the border around on that 1/4 inch that you took off is only 1/8 of an inch. So you're creating an actual space or border that's 1/8 of an inch around those cards. So you have your template ready, and then you could also do that exact thing, taking off 1/8 of an inch on your borders. Okay, so you're taking off 1/8 of an inch, so you're going to be layering down 1/8 of an inch on each side. So you're going to do the exact same thing with the 1/2 inch, or excuse me, the 1/4 inch, but this time you're going to take off 1/8 of an inch on each side. So you create your templates as the same way that you create the other set. Same thing. But with this, you're just going to have a little sliver of border showing. All right, and that's more of 1/16 of an inch of a border that's showing. Okay, once you layer it. So that's how you create your template. So you could create whatever incremental size you choose to do. So now you could take your templates and say, for instance, you have your designer series paper, and you could say, what layer do I want to add with this? How much of that designer series paper do I want to show? And you could match it up with this. So you already have your measurement, and you go ahead, you see which template you want to use, and you go ahead and cut your size, so you don't have to waste paper guessing what size to use. So I hope this was helpful, guys. I'm going to go ahead and show you some cards that I created and some people have given me, and just look at the borders and these beautiful cards that I have to share with you. Look at this beautiful card, and the blue area is a lot exposed, and that layer, and that was embossed with a wood grain, and you just have a hint of blacks that's showing, but that is really nice. The white pops. Now with this, with the purple, you just have a 1/16 of an inch border showing on that one. And this is nice with the foil, and you have the gray, and the white is have a lot exposed with that diamond embossed folder. So you have different sizes of layers that's showing on this. So you could mix it up, and it's nice to use your template to have the variety of sizes. With this one, you have a larger white border, a hint of black that's showing, popping through with that rose. This one, they have it off to the side, a little hint of black that's showing. Someone sent me this card. So it's not only good for the layers, but your layout of your cards as well. And you have just a hint of blue around the edges, and with the design with the rooster, you have 2 smaller layers on the inside. Again, this is showing that it also helped with the layout of your cards. So that's it, guys. I hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, this is Claudette.